G'day, this is Carsten, VK6PCB, and I'd just like to show you the differences between a typical DMR radio, in this case the Radioddity GD77, and the Alance HD1, which is my favourite new DMR radio. Now, all the other radios like the Radioddity GD77, the RD5R, or whatever that new Bayo thing one is, or the TYT MD380, in my opinion, they're very difficult to program the config file, or the code plug as some people call them. So I just wanted to show the difference between the two. So on the left you've got a code plug from, I'm just trying to remember where it's from. It's someone in VK in Australia that's uploaded it to GitHub as an Australian code plug. Alright, so on the left you've got the GD77, and on the right you've got the HD1 config, which is my own. Alright, so let's have a look at the HD1, for example. Let's go to channels. These are all the repeaters I've got. Some of these are UHF-CB. Let me just there we go. So some of these are analog repeaters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4 in my local area. Then I've got my DMR repeaters. I've got Mandra for slot 1 and slot 2, the north for slot 1 and slot 2, and the south for slot 1 and slot 2. Then I've got Alan's VK6MST. He runs a hotspot which has got a range of about 10 or 20 kilometers. I've got channels set up for time slots 1 and 2 there. Then I've got UHF-CBs after that, and then I've got some 70 centimeters. Then I've got one for my hotspot, my DV4 Mini. Now, what you'll notice in all of these is, let's just go to this one, is you've just got basic information: what mode it is, simplex or repeater, which slot it is, which DMR ID I want to use, and the color code. You don't need an RX group, and you don't need promiscuous. So that's it. Now, if you remember that, let's go have a look at the channel. Actually, no, let's finish this. So then you've got your zone information, which is just for your repeaters. So under DMR, I've got all my DMR repeaters, not counting hotspots. So in my hotspots, I've got my 3 there. So very simple. Let's go to contacts. So if I want to call someone on DMR talk group 505, that will be in priority contacts, which I call dialing address book. Yeah. So there you go. There's all my talk groups listed, and a couple of international ones. I've got the Parrot 9990. That's good for troubleshooting if you use a hotspot on Brandmeister. And then I've got 2 contacts there, which I did some test calls with. They're as private calls. So that's it all there. Then you've got your address book contacts. This is it's blank because I've got to read it from radio, but this is your caller ID, so to speak. So when somebody calls up, it will show their DMR ID, it will show their call sign and their name on the screen, and that's what that basically is. It's like a caller ID. RX groups you don't need to use, but you can if you want. I don't know if I've got anything. Oh, I do. I've put all my talk groups in there, so you can either have that or, as I said before, in promiscuous mode. And that's it basically. So let's go to your GD77. This is a typical code plug or config. So let's have a look. So you've got, let's start with channels. Holy jeez, look at all of that. So for a DV4, I've got a channel for talk group 1, slot 1. Then I've got a talk group 9 for slot 2, then you basically need a channel for every talk group you want to talk to. So there's one for 505. That's just the one channel. And that is really confusing, especially for me. So there you go. You've got your Zumba spot. So you've got one channel for every talk group you want to talk to. I don't know what that one is. Let's have a look. So there you go. So you've got to set up your frequencies for every talk group. That is just confusing and so much workload. No wonder people, when they get into DMR, they're asking for code plugs. Now I get it. Look, all these channels. Look at all of that, and there's all your analog. That's the easy bit. All your analog channels, and this is has it got VK6 in it? No. Why hasn't he got VK6 in there? I sure have words with him. Yeah, but all of these, what would these ones be for? 63, what is that? That's, okay, that's probably, I don't know. But every talk group you want to talk to on one repeater, you need a separate channel for. Let's have a look at zones. Okay, well that's easy enough. You've got a zone for the DV4 Mini. Let's have a look. So you've got all your channels which are assigned to talk groups as well. That's just, not dissing the people that make these code plugs, not doing that by all means, but the work you have to do to get on DMR, it's just ridiculous. Alright, so let's have a look at RX zones. You need to have your talk group in an RX zone to be able to hear someone. There's no promiscuous mode. So let's have a look at that. So that's your basic, and you can add more to that if you want. Let's have a look. What's this one here? That's something else, and I don't know what that one is. Yeah, so that's your differences between your average DMR radio, like your Baofengs, your TYTs, your MD380s, your GD77s, and the A-Lance HD1. So that's your big difference, and that's why I love this radio so much. It is so easy to program. Let's just have a look at this. Look at this. Channels versus channels. Alright, so not counting these ones here. Well, that's it basically. Just those channels for DMR, and the hotspot down the bottom wherever that was. There you go. That's it. You only need like 6 channels compared to this one where you need. Let's count. Let's. Messy. So let's see. Oh my god, 1,000 and... Okay then. Yeah, what? Over 1,000 channels just to get on DMR. Oh my. Alright, so yeah, that's just my comparison between some of the other DMR radios. And this includes radios like the Motorola's as well. It is so confusing. It's and I'm not. Let me just make this statement straight away. I'm not being paid by A-Lance or Retevis in any way. I'm just a normal customer. This is just what I see. But they're on a winner with the HD1 radio. I've got to tell them that from the programming point of view. Firstly. There's the evidence itself. So, there you go. This is Karsten, VK6 PCB, and just a comparison between DMR radios from a programming point of view. So, hopefully this helps everyone sort of understand the big difference between these radios. And, there you go, 73.